You happy you're back?
Yeah, I'm never leaving.
No
I'm
way.
gonna die in the city.
Wow.
I'm never leaving.
I'm gonna die in the city.
The only caveat I would say is like, and this is a big caveat. I'm gonna say it 'cause somebody in the comments is gonna say, like, I moved here. I had no money. Like, I lived in an SRO, which is like a room, no kitchen, no bathroom. It was a halfway house. I bribed the guy at the front, like this Hispanic guy behind a bulletproof glass. He was like, no occupancy, no occupancy. And I came back with a carton of Camel cigarettes because I saw that's what he was smoking at the time. This is in 2001. And tucked in it was a $100 bill. And I was like, any occupancy? And he looks at me and he's like, come back tomorrow, come back tomorrow. And I see him take out a clipboard and just erase someone's name. And then said, put your name there. And he was like, first of every month, $450. And I lived in a room with no bathroom and no kitchen.
Wow.
There was a halfway house. It was filled up with undocumented immigrants and then people who'd just gotten out of jail. And it was scary.
You're wild. You're wild.
But like, that's how I started. But I have money now. And living in this city with money is very different from living here without money. Obviously, it makes it very easy to like it. I live in a safe neighborhood. I do have a comfortable apartment. You're like, what about your kids in a yard? Like, we spend a third of our year in Massachusetts. Like, I have a Massachusetts driver's license.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
You have a house there?
Yeah. And like, that's it. Before that, we had a little house in Connecticut where my parents lived. And like, you know, we go there in the summertime. We don't go all the time, but just having that optionality.
What if you die in Massachusetts?
It's going to be disappointing. My wife has instructions about where to haul my dead carcass, you know, back to New York. And then just don't tell Logan that I died in Massachusetts. You know what I mean? The romance of that just doesn't hit the same.
Fair. Boston?
No. Like on the coast.
Didn't want to go back to Connecticut.
So I was in Connecticut forever. And then like, I realized the reason why I was like my hometown. I bought a house there the first time I could afford it. It was $260,000. I sold it like 8 years later for $230,000. That's indicative of Southeastern Connecticut. But I moved there because I wanted to be with my grandmother, who was like my hero in life. And then she died. And it was like, I'm going back and forth. My son, who was in school there, went to college. And it was like, what am I doing here? I felt like my connection there had faded. It got weird. So yeah, I sold the house. It got weird because like once I started to have like YouTube fame, having this little house in this little town, people just started showing it. It got weird.
Yeah, it's strange.
But mostly it was my connection died. And then we didn't have a place to go. And then as the kids grew up, Candace and I were just like, if we move back to the city, it'd be nice to have a place to go to. And that's when we got a place in Massachusetts.
What's on your hand?
What's on your hand, bro?
This one?
Is that a phone number?
No, it's the address to where we're sitting right now.
Oh my God,
That's wild.
Look, when you're going 30 miles an hour on a skateboard up 6th Avenue during rush hour, you don't want to have to pull out the phone.
I'm not surprised you're still riding the skateboard, but you're definitely still riding the skateboard.